Video, a child dancing. Oh, isn't that adorable? But would that ever lead to litigation? Well, that takes us to this week's case. It involves real people. The mom of the child we just saw dancing, Stephanie Lentz, actually, obviously, took a video of this child. He was dancing to the music by Prince called Let's Go Crazy. She posted it on YouTube. Thought it was kind of neat, wanted her friends to see it. Well, the copyright holder, Universal Music Corporation, came along and said, hang on a second, we've got violation of a copyright. You owe us money for this, and if you don't pay us, you have to cease what you're doing. You have to take down that video, and sent her a letter demanding that. She, on the other side, through her volunteer lawyers, argued, wait a second, this is fair use of the copyright. Well, fair use is a doctrine which basically provides that copyrighted material can be used fairly. What does that mean? It means like if you pass it out in a classroom and there's only a small number of people there. It means if you share it with your friends. If you use it for a variety of purposes. Mainly if you don't use it for a monetized purposes, you're not having a concert, you're not playing it in such a manner that people are paying money to hear you play. Well, long story short, the case went forward, went up to a U.S. Federal District Court, and from there it went up to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Universal kept saying, this is not fair use, you cannot use it. She's saying it is fair use. Up there, the court said, well, we find that before you, Universal, can send out a letter like this, demanding that there be a cease and desist of what's going on, that you consider fair use. In this instance, we find you didn't consider fair use, and you should have considered fair use. Okay, so Stephanie's lawyer said, okay, we've got a victory here, at least a partial victory. They, of course, were still looking for money from Universal because they contended that Universal said some pretty bad things about Stephanie and were responsible for libel. Now, that part of the case wasn't decided, and it's going to go back to trial on that part of the case. So what do we know, and what did we learn from this case? What we learned from this case is if you're posting something to YouTube or any place else that can be seen by the World Wide Web, and you're doing it just basically to let the world know this is something that happened, and it wasn't your intent to make a whole lot of money based upon using a song that might have been in the background, well, the guys that hold the copyright on that, as in this instance Universal, need to take that fair use into consideration, and maybe, based upon this decision, should not be sending you a cease and desist letter when you are simply using the copyright material in a very small way. Okay, we bring you this case as we bring you cases every week so you understand how the law works. I'm David Allen.